Hello, hello. Today I wanted to share about impaired judgment, which we all have because we're all human and we all get here and learn um, variations of truth through our life experience on every topic, pretty much. And when you can upgrade to a truer perspective, life gets better and you function better. Today, this was coming through really strongly, so I wanted to share the continuum or the spectrum of healthy. So if we imagine a line here, and over here is excess in the pause in one direction, and over here is excess in the other direction. In the middle, I like to call that the healthy. Whatever is the most healthy and produces the best healthy outcomes for everyone, and is in alignment with divine truth, and is in alignment with your highest integrity, in alignment with your true self. I like to call that the healthy. And often when we've learned non-truths or unhealthy perspectives or limiting beliefs from we just arrived at them ourselves, or from someone else teaching them to us, or from observing people, then, or we just get trauma in our system. Everyone's going to experience traumatic things because that's part of life. And then our system can arrive at false conclusions from that as it's trying to figure out, what is this and how did the situation happen? How is the situation allowed to have happened? It'll arrive at some weird beliefs. So then that can lead to unhealthy and untrue beliefs, which leads to behaviors and actions that are not super helpful and don't get us to our soul's desired outcomes. So one quote that describes this really well is that we are wired for connection, but trauma rewires us for protection. So a normal, healthy system is wired for connection, but that can all get turned the opposite direction and get wired for protection if we've experienced trauma. And then that can result in the system really expecting everything, needing to protect itself from everything. Anything that happens in life, how other people act, how other people are walking, their facial expressions, the things they say to us, can feel like, whoa, are you trying to hurt me? Are you trying to hurt me? Are you trying to hurt me? Are you, are you coming at me? Is the world mean to me? Is the world just going to try and hurt me no matter, like everywhere I look? I've got to always be on the defense because everything is going to go bad and everything is trying to always hurt me, and I got to protect myself and be defensive. When actually it's possible, good news, to experience that life is in favor of you, it's happening for you, and there is opportunity for connection to ourself in all moments, connection to nature in all moments, connection to God and our higher power in all moments, and connection with animals, with other people. It's like, it's available like crazy. And that is what we're wired for. It's for connection. So that's one example of how on the spectrum of the healthy, people, their system can get wired to be in a different spot than the healthy. And then how they act and think and talk and interact with the world will be from an unhealthy space. But I'm going to use an example of people pleasing. If someone had experiences or trauma that led their system to believe it needs to please other people and keep other people happy, keep other people from having negative emotions, then they might be over here on this side of the spectrum in that regards, and always sublimate their own thoughts and feelings and needs and body sensations to be hyper aware of other people and try to identify what would please other people, and then act, say, dress, everything in a way that would please other people. Always give in to any arguments and say, oh no, you're totally fine, I deserved it, you're amazing and didn't do anything wrong. Always give a lot of whatever they think people would want from them. And so sometimes what happens, if someone has lived there their whole life, so there's this whole continuum, but this 10% over on this edge, they've lived in this zone the whole time. When the moment comes that they realize it and their eyes are opened, they might say, whoa, this isn't healthy. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the exact opposite just to make sure that I'm not doing this anymore. But the thing is, this other 90% of the spectrum is unknown to them. It's unknown territory they've never been in, they haven't lived in, they're not familiar with it, they're not familiar with what it looks like, they're not familiar with examples of what kind of behavior or thoughts or beliefs exist in all these zones in the continuum. They don't know where the healthy is. They have no idea. They don't have a sense of how close they are to it. They don't have a sense of how close each of these spots along the continuum are to the healthy because it's all unknown. It is unknown territory for them. And so they actually don't know where to go. But they do know that they realize this isn't healthy and they don't want to do this anymore. And often the system will just try to get as far away from it as it can. And then they can end up saying, oh, guess what? I'm not going to please anyone anymore. I don't care about anyone's emotions. I am going to be doing whatever comes to my mind of what I want, even if it's hurtful to other people. And I'm going to do it loud, and I'm going to be rude to people now, and I'm going to lash out. And if anyone ever has a request for me or wants to talk about something I don't want to talk about, I will become an abuser and I will lash out with violent emotional violence and, all kinds of stuff. And guess what? I'm never going to do anything nice for anyone ever again. And I only think about me now. And someone else better give the kids a bath and better make dinner and better do stuff, because I'm not doing any of that ever again for the rest of my life. Because I had been over in this zone where I was within unconsciously choosing to overextend and unconsciously choosing, not consciously, not realizing it, but creating behaviors that were very depleting and overextending and untruthful and not communicating to other people the truth of what my needs are and not aware of my feelings, etc. But what's unfortunate is that they don't know, they're not familiar with the spectrum. It's all new territory. So realizing that is super helpful. Oh, okay, I just noticed something and it's been there for a long time. Whatever the pattern might be, whatever the belief might be, realizing the truth of, whoa, I just noticed that I've got something going on and a belief or a pattern happening within my system that I just came to the realization that it's not healthy or normal. And I am also being honest about how much of this spectrum I am familiar with and how much of it is unknown territory to me. Therefore, acknowledging that I don't know where the healthy is. And so I'm not going to jump to a conclusion that I know where the healthy is if I don't. And then I'll breathe, walk myself through this, and then we got a lot of options. We can go read books about it. We can go study up on the topic. We can ask people who in our life who we know have more knowledge and awareness and keep pursuing studying about it and looking for examples until we become more educated on where the healthy is. And sometimes I'll add, sometimes it can be therapeutic to go to the opposite extreme, but you can do that with awareness and consciousness and choice. You can even choose to communicate, hey, spouse, you know what? I just became conscious and aware of a pattern that's been happening unconsciously in my system for, I think, my whole life. And I just became conscious of how debilitating it is. Like the outcomes, it's creating a lot of tiredness and no fulfillment in life or anger inside that I keep bearing, whatever the outcomes might be for that person. And I just realized I really need a break from that. And it won't be forever, but right now I really need a break. I'd like to plan 2 weeks of me not making any dinners and of ordering the groceries for delivery and not doing grocery shopping unless I feel like it. And I don't think I can even give the kids baths. I'm going to speak all of this really consciously to get support with this, and even can get support from friends. So there's ways we can do the opposite, and sometimes we need to, or sometimes that can be helpful, but we can even do that consciously, which is high level skill, but it's possible. Or you can get a battery of like 5 or 6 energy sessions to get assistance with this process of finding the healthy and helping the system rebalance. Okay, so this happens in lots of areas where we come to consciousness and realize, wow, I just found a belief that's not true, and I do have some awareness of other beliefs on that spectrum, maybe like here, but I still don't know what the healthy looks like. Or maybe I'm aware of a belief on the spectrum that's here and here and here, but I still don't know what the healthy looks like. I'm going to become conscious and do some work on that to go discover what the healthy is. Yay! All right. There we go. Hooray for realizing that, yeah, we can have impaired judgment. And studying up cognitive biases, or studying boundaries versus lack of boundaries, or studying toxic masculinity, healthy masculinity, toxic femininity, healthy femininity, lack beliefs versus abundance beliefs. These are all some areas that can demonstrate a variety of different spectrums and what the unhealthy versions are and what the healthy versions are. And then you can find your own self on each of those, like, whoa, okay, on the abundance spectrum, I'm currently like around here. Or on the communication, it's safe to communicate and express, I'm like, whoa, right here. Or I'm like, really right here. There's workbooks as well. I was just researching to find out and bring to light for yourself where your current beliefs are on all these different spectrums, and then discover what the healthy is and gift that to yourself. Hooray, cheers.